Video, I will explain the differentiation rules. So the first rule of differentiation that we come across, it's called the constant rule. So the constant rule, it says that we're given a constant. So we're given when required to find the derivative of a constant, maybe the constant, let's call it c in brackets, and then the derivative of a constant, it's always 0. So whenever you're given any equation that's a constant, just know that the derivative of that constant is 0. For just to give it, like, just for more examples to get to understand this, let's say we're required to find y prime. Right, so let's say our number a is y equals to maybe 4, right? So this means that y prime of 4 is just 0, right? So that's the simple one, but it gets a bit tricky. Let's say you are given y equals to pi. Remember, pi is also a constant, which is equals to approximately 3.14. So the derivative of pi is also equals to 0. Also, even when you have something like your e to the pi, this is also a constant, right? And then the derivative of this is also 0, right? And then another one that I find it to be a bit confusing, it's when you're given y equals to ln of e. Right, remember ln of e is just 1, right? So this is just equals to 1, and then the derivative, the y prime of this is just, it's just 0, right? So okay, let's go further about the constant rule. What about if you're given f of x and then you are given the function e to the t, right? Since t, it could be a variable, but in this case we're finding the derivative, maybe f prime of x, right? Since we're deriving in terms of x, t becomes a constant. So since t becomes a constant, the derivative of this whole function in terms of x is equals to 0, right? So that's something that you need to note, because we're not deriving in terms of x, that becomes to 0. That this this derivative of this function becomes 0. Another similar example to this is, maybe let's say we're given f of x, it's equals to maybe e to the pi plus ln of ax, right? Ax. In this case, this first term, the derivative of this first term will be 0. But remember, what's the difference here is our a in this case is a constant, right? A represent a constant, so we need to take that into consideration. And what we already know is that if you have y of ln of x, and then y prime of this is just 1 over x, right? So in this case, we're going to use a chain rule. So in this case, we're going to use a chain rule to find the derivative of this function. Becomes, what do we have? We're going to have 0 plus 1 over ax multiplied by the derivative of the inside. The inside, what is our inside? Is ax, and then what's the derivative of ax? It's just a. So this becomes f prime of x is equals to 0. What is this? Cancel. This is just 1 plus 0 plus 1 over x, which is just 1 over x. So there's just a minimal tricks, but if you can understand this first law of the constant rule, and then you'll be good to go with derivatives. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep supporting us, and see you in the next video.